Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Off the Ocky podcast. And yes, I am just as surprised as you that we've made it to a second week. So Dill, joined here by my co-host Dill Buckle. Dill, how has your week been?
Oh, it's been all right. Of course, the big news this week was that you hit a 180.
Yes, I did. So just after, as far as Mondays go, I think it was one of the best Mondays of my life. So we recorded the podcast.
God, you need to have more exciting Mondays.
Was last week, is it Blue Monday as well, the day that was meant to be the saddest day of the year? Well, it was the happiest Monday of my life. So, first we recorded the podcast, all went well. I went back, we played some darts at your house. We were going to do first to 3 sets, which was very ambitious, and I may have gone 2-0 up, and you threw in the white towel. You got quite annoyed.
Well, I'm an emotional man, and a few darts were thrown in rage, but luckily we have a good board, so it didn't ruin anything. But it's like when you're aiming for something, and you just can't hit it, because you know you can hit it. You know you can hit a treble 20. I know I can hit 140s. I know I can check out fine. Everyone's going in 1. Why did it have to drift into the treble 1? Why can't it drift into the treble 20? Because it never just drifts into the treble 20.
Yeah, I knew as soon as your head had gone, I knew I was going to beat you, and I did. And then, so you kind of sat down, and I think you were watching a video on nuclear explosions.
Oh yeah, I was. What was? Oh my God, what was it? It was about. It was a video. It was like a mock-up of what a nuclear bomb would do to Manhattan, and I just hear out the corner of my eye, one in headphone users, 180. From him, I turn up and he wasn't lying.
I wasn't going for either. I was actually going for 85 because we have this like, if you've got the Russ Bray scoring app.
It's not the Russ Bray app. It's different. I think it's called Target Darts. Jeff has it.
So if you've got that app, it says the scores out to you: 60, 26, 180. But every time you get an 85,
we've not heard that before. We can't say 180 for sure.
Every time you get an 85, for some reason, Russ Bray will go 85, and we actually have a counter of 85. So it's over 100 now.
It is over 100. Yeah, and the best way to go, if you're wondering, if you want to join in the 85 trend at home, is treble 17, double 17, or treble 19, double 14, or treble 20 outer. So if you do want to get an 85, if anyone actually listens to this podcast and would like to send us a creative 85. If anyone wants to send us a creative 85 or a creative 5, then please HMU on the XYO.
Or an alarm for it as well, because we did have an 80. We did a thing for uni last year.
It will be uploaded.
It will be uploaded. We had an 85 alarm, and that's all you're going to say. We had nuclear explosions going off. We had loud noises, bangs, green screens. It was all happening on the 85 alarm. So anyway, back to the 180. I was going for the 85. First start, treble 20. I was thinking, do I go for the elusive 2-dart 85?
Now that is bold, sir.
And I thought, you know what? I've got a good chance, because there's a good chance one of my next darts goes in 5, and I need a 20. So
I've never seen you hit 5 before.
No. Well, second dart goes in treble 20. I think, oh my God! But I didn't tell you. I didn't. Yeah. So if I stopped and told you, it was going in 1. 100% it was going in 1. So I thought, I'm just going to throw it, bang, straight in the middle, 180. And I didn't think you'd believe me, so I kind of walked away into like the kitchen area. But one of the best moments of my life, and I had a steak and chips to celebrate. Actually,
did you? Oh, the £1 steak from Tim Sadler.
Yes, shout out.
Well, speaking of meat,
God,
I promised you a random fact before the podcast that Jeff, our friend, Jeff told us. So I found out that there are. This is the word darts is used in massive quotation marks about this podcast. So there are 75 billion chickens in the world. Where do they all live?
What?
How many chickens? So 75 billion chickens were killed last year for meat, right? Where does 75 billion chickens live?
You don't just see them roaming the streets.
No, you don't. How many chickens have you seen in your life?
I don't like chickens either. Here's one for you.
What?
Here's a question for you. How many chickens, you know where this is going, would you have to see in a day before you're thinking, something's up here? That's an abnormal amount of chickens to see in one day.
You're listening to Up With The Partridge. Aha. Who invented the skip? Right. Okay, now we're actually going to talk about darts. The Bahrain Darts Masters happened last week. Well, at the weekend. James, go. Talk about the Bahrain Masters.
I don't want to call it the Luke Littler podcast because...
Have you mentioned that we met him?
Yeah.
Have you mentioned?
Everyone I've seen recently is like, have you mentioned that you've met Luke Littler? No. Well, we're doing it again. But this is the Luke Littler podcast
Hi,
at
Luke.
this point. Hi, Luke. And he hit a 9. He turned 17. Happy birthday, Luke, as well. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Luke. And Adrian Lewis.
And Adrian Lewis.
Hope to see you back on the tour soon,
Yep.
Adrian. We do miss you.
And so Luke, the 9, first leg of that, I watched it with my dad, who is a very animated figure when it comes to watching.
Is he?
that.
Oh, he's an animated figure when it comes to driving because he's nearly killed me. This is a story. Goodbye darts for a couple of seconds. If you like darts, you can skip this bit. So we were going to a football game. This man's dad is
By the
an
way,
absolute...
an student union football game.
And for those who don't know me, although I don't think anyone who doesn't know me will listen to this drivel, but for those who don't know me, I am not exactly a naturally gifted footballer, shall we say.
Kevin de Buckle springs to mind.
Kevin de Buckle, if I had my leg chopped off. And to be fair, I'd probably still have more balance if I had my leg chopped off. We were in a car with, shout out Nathan Burgess, Buddy Talk Sport, Mr. Tits. Driving me and him in a BMW 1 Series. Was it Marie's? Was it your mum's car? In his mum, not even his car. On the streets of Preston, we're driving the wrong way down wrong way street. Down the wrong way down one way. That's hard to say. Wrong way down one way streets. Sounds like a grime song, that doesn't it? And he's round pressing his hands and doesn't know where he's going. Driving so fast, he's swerving in and out of cars like some out of GTA. Got 3 stars hovering above him for some reason. And then there's a thing on the dashboard saying clutch warning, clutch overheated. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. Me and him are looking at each other like, this is how I die. This is how I die. Or either that or my experience in a motorhome, which I will not say. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, some cauliflower cheese.
That was
that
was a night where I thought I was going to die.
Been a few of them for you, hasn't there? But anyway, the Bahrain Darts Masters. So I was watching the Littler 9 dart with Tim, and he was going mental. I've never seen a man care so much about darts. He went 2-0 down in his first game. He was like, he's gonna lose. And he's messing around with his board management, like he's going for the 18 and stuff like that. And Tim Sally, who knows nothing about that, what's he doing? Just go for the treble 20. He knows what he's doing. Just let him do his thing. His board management, one of the best I have ever seen.
I think it is. Yeah.
Well,
it's so beautiful.
You've got people like Tim Sally and what's he doing? Go for the treble 20.
I'm assuming Tim Sadler, again, the limited times I've met him, I'm assuming, and well, you will know this, does he just go, stick it in box?
Yeah.
No passing backwards. What are you doing passing backwards?
He's a football manager as well.
Somehow.
We are very much a fan of balls over the top, get it out wide, balls into the box. But anyway, back to the Bahrain Darts Masters. And so all of the Asian players, they're all pretty good. They all
apart from the Bahraini players.
Yeah, they were.
But the Asian players, Paolo Nebrida, I think he's a man like Lung, we all know he's good. But it's 2-0 up on Littler at one point, at the start.
I think everyone was in a bit of bother, all the PDC players. I mean, Wright was taken to a last leg.
Nebrida took Smith to a last leg, didn't he?
To a last leg. You had Cross, he lost 3 legs on the spin. Gezi was taken to the brink of a last leg, decided he won it 6-4. So you can see the quality in the Asian tour is very, very good. Really, really good.
It's just look, the crowd let it down.
Yeah.
Because it was good. There was some good quality darts on show and some really, really bad quality darts on show by some players. Which that throw of him, what was his name?
Hassan Haji. He
throwing him like he's throwing like a javelin or
yeah, I've got it written down. He throws it like he's chucking rubbers around the classroom.
Like chucking glue stick at someone's head. And then there was that lad who had a 180 in the same leg, followed by, what was it, a 9 and a 11? 15.
15, 9 and 180 in the same leg. And that is just why we love the tour. I mean, anyone can play. I mean, there's some brilliant players out on tour. There's some less good players. But what an experience for them.
Well, I was talking to Jeff. Again, Jeff's getting a lot of mentions here, isn't he? And he said that when he looked at the Bahraini, like the qualifyings to play in the Bahrain Darts Masters, and some people were winning with like 40 averages and that. Shall we go? Shall we change our nationalities?
Write in if you want us to have a go at entering the Bahrain Darts Masters.
Write in if you want us to become Bahraini nationalised citizens. And write in if you want to teach us a Bahrain national anthem.
So,
can we say that?
Littler won it. What did you make of his performance in the final? Because he looked fairly comfortable throughout.
Well, I mean, it's just what he does, isn't it? Like he said, he hadn't thrown a dart since the World's final. It just comes so naturally to him. Like he just looks so comfortable on stage. It looks so natural. I mean, he's beaten one of the best of all time in MVG. Walked all over him. MVG barely had a shot. Wasn't it something like
MVG was really poor in that final. He was really poor.
He had like 6 darts at a double, I think. I mean, what can you say?
Dispatched Gezi, hit an iron darter in the quarters, and then beat Manlot Lung, who's a very good player in himself. But it made it look easy. Like, he was never really in danger of losing any matches. His head was never gone. He's got there, played his darts, and threw world-class darts. At 17.
We are so lucky to have a talent like that at the moment.
Get him on. Luke, if you want to come on this podcast.
He will come on. He would, if it was a couple of months ago, when we... Or did we meet him? Did you know we met him? If it was a couple of months ago, he would have come on, I reckon, if we asked him. Because he only lives in Warrington. I reckon if we paid for a train and a couple of kebabs. I hope he's got a rail card. For a man who travels a lot, he would have a rail card, wouldn't he?
Well, he's probably
Write in if you know if Luke Littler has a rail card.
Oh my god, this makes me feel so... Luke Littler could only learn to drive yesterday.
Oh my god. Did I tell you the story about my first driving lesson?
I think you have, but go on, it's a good story.
So we went to... By the way, for those who don't know, I'm a Morecambe fan. The fan of the worst, best team in Morecambe. And we went to Crewe away and we won. And to celebrate, I was on... the roids last week.
The juice.
The juice. I was on the roids. I was on the bevies.
Oh god. Bevies. You're from Morecambe.
Okay, yeah. So we had a celebration and woke up, and I got woken up to my mum being like frantic, like kind of there's been a nuclear attack, frantic, running, smacking on the door, going Del. I'm like, oh my god, what? She goes, there's someone waiting outside for you.
Oh.
I'm thinking, right, I've seen films like this before.
I know what happens now.
Oh, what happens now? And it was a very, very angry man sat in a car. And I'm going, I'm not talking to him. He goes, you are going to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him. He's been sat here for 20 minutes and you're going to pay him for his lost time. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Turned up in my dressing gown with me like bed socks on. I'm like, I'm really sorry, mate. And going, you have been sat here for 20 minutes, don't you? Like, yeah, I'm sorry, I just forgot. And he goes, right, okay, will you be learning to drive then if we reschedule a session? I was like, maybe, I'll let you know. And I deleted his number immediately.
Have you ever drove since?
In car parks at late times.
So it's fine.
I've driven at 20 miles. Why is driving at 20 miles an hour so terrifying? Have you ever driven?
Oh god, yeah.
It's so scary.
I'm the worst driver in the world.
I'm so bad. It's so scary because you're in this car and you're thinking, I control this box with wheels.
If something goes wrong, I can die.
Yes, or you have a very hefty bill on someone else's car.
But like when you're walking around, you're on a bike. What can really go wrong? Oh, you're on a run. It's just...
Well, I don't know. I reckon if I was on a run, I'd probably have a heart attack and die. So I think maybe a car would be a bit more safer for me.
So, anyway, that is... I'm going to say...
That's the Bahrain Masters.
Darts talk, but it's not... We're just chatting. We're riffing as the
There is going to be so much this having to be cut out. I hate myself for all this nonsense I've talked in the last 15 minutes. And
so the main leg of the show, if you will... Today we thought, relatively quiet week in darts coming up, so we thought we'd do a draft, a build your own darts player draft, and I am so excited for this. So we're going to have loads of different categories, and we basically just get to pick a player from each one. So if I was to say the walk-on MVG, then that's MVG done. Like Dill can't say MVG for his 180 hit or anything like that. So we're going to have a bit of variation. And we'll basically write in who you think has created the best darts player by the end of it.
Please do. So who's going to start? Should we give rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
Because this will affect the game, won't it? So rock, paper, scissors. So would you want to start first or do you want to start second?
I'd want to start first.
Right, I want to start first as well, so we'll do rock, paper, scissors for it then.
We're doing on shoot.
This is really entertaining for TikTok, isn't it? Right, 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah. Right, okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Right, okay, I'll start first. That was scissors on paper. So walk on. I've gone kind of safe with it because I don't think I'm going to choose him for any of the other ones, and he has got a good walkout. I've gone with Johnny Clayton.
Oh, go Johnny, go.
Yes.
Go. We've seen it live.
We have seen it live and I've touched his ginormous hand.
Oh, you're going somewhere else for that.
Right in!
For me, for walk on, there's only one man. Picture it, you're in Rotterdam. There's orange shirts everywhere. The lights are all orange, and you just hear...
Oh, he was one of my choices.
Raymond van Barneveld. Eye of the Tiger comes on. It gets everyone going. Everyone loves Barney. It's got the light effects. It's got the strobe lighting effects as well. And everyone loves Barney. In my opinion, it is one of the best walk. It is the best walk-on in darts.
I think that's a very good choice, and that was my second choice that I would have gone with.
My second was John Part. Do you know John Part's walk-on?
No.
It was the Star Wars song. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
I do actually know that. Yeah, I do know
so
that.
that was
Actually.
my other one, but Barney takes it.
Okay, that's a good choice. So Johnny Clayton for me and Raymond van Barneveld for you. So outfit, James, you're going first.
I think there's only two.
There is only two.
I don't know which one to take. I mean, the best outfit is Peter Wright, isn't it? It is the best one. It is the best.
It is.
I know you're going.
I had Peter Wright as my main choice, but the second choice has obviously got to be Wayne Mardle.
Yeah, they were my two. They're the obvious two. But Peter Wright, like, how does he have the effort to go out there and look like that every single darts event? Have you seen how weird? Not how weird he looks, but how just like, oh my god, that's what Peter Wright looks like. Not in that like.
Yeah, he's got like a coat. He's got like a normal comb over. It looks like a relatively normal man. As soon as he comes on stage, but where does all the hair come from? Because when you see his hair, he's not got like that much hair. This isn't a diss, Peter. I like Peter. This isn't a diss, mate. If he is listening, but he's not got a lot of hair. But yet he spikes it up, and it's like it adds an extra like 6 inches to his head.
Right.
Okay.
Personality. Oh, you're gonna take it.
I'm gonna take it. I'm going for you shoot me down, but I will fall. Stephen Bunting, our mate.
Have we met him?
Do you know we have met him, and I've also met Luke. Did you know that we met Luke Littler as well? Stephen Bunting, top bloke. You saw him at the Worlds on the walk on. It's unbelievable, and I could have gone with the walk on, but I wanted him for personality because I have met him, and he's a very, very nice man.
His TikToks as well. They are.
Hey, yeah, they're so
brilliant.
funny.
And
so, bring back the PDC.
When we talked to him, we asked him if he'd do karaoke if he won the Worlds, and he said he would. So, as always, next year, Stephen, come on, you can do it.
And for you?
For my personality,
I feel like there's a second obvious one.
From the same area of the world.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's Chizzy. He's just a bloke, and he's just...
Yeah, we knew we'd have the same ones for that one. Yeah. And
personality, you also met him. We mentioned it on the podcast last week, but I think he said he's just a regular bloke, and he's just the professor.
Well, as we've been told by Carl Holland at St Helens, once again getting a mention. Should we see if we can try and mention Carl in every single episode until he finally comes on?
I think that'll definitely happen.
He said that he used to work at St Helens Darts Academy, got sacked 6 times, and used to steal flights and beg for his job back. And he also once went into a pub in St Helens and hit a 9-darter in his coat and then went home. Did
you hear about why he didn't practice for the Worlds?
No.
Because he was getting his front room done.
Oh, yeah, did it?
He's just so naturally talented that you don't even need to prepare for the biggest darts tournament. He's getting his front room
I love
done.
Chizzy. I do love Chizzy. So nickname is you first, isn't it?
Oh,
you said you teased me with this.
I'm so glad I can get this nickname.
You said it's quite an obscure one, isn't it? You said
the nickname that was banned from the PDC because of its crudeness, let's say. Owen the Master Bates. Not hear about that. Owen the Master Bates.
That is a fantastic nickname.
The PDC banned it.
Well, you can see why. Yeah. When was this?
Quite recently, only a few months ago. I think he might have been at the Worlds. I think he had to change it. I don't think he's got a nickname because I put it on Twitter like, I'm now searching for a new nickname. Any recommendations of you? Much appreciate. But Owen the Master Bates, the best nickname.
That is a fantastic nickname. I love that. Mine's going to sound very boring in comparison when I've gone with Dirk van Duijvenbode or the Aubergines.
Yeah. Got to mention last week as well, did Dirk.
Yep.
And did he used to work in like an aubergine factory or a farm or something?
Yeah, I think he worked like an aubergine, like battery farm. Is that like the right word?
I don't know. It just goes to show how
apologies
random darts is. How did you go from an aubergine factory to the 13th best darts player in the world?
Well, there's some weird. Well, this is going to segue later into a later part in our show. Stay tuned for that. It's darts players and
Even
brand
more
deals.
stupid.
Yes, it's even more absolute drivel. Right, let's get this carrying on. So
Action.
the throw,
Yeah, throw out.
it's mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm going to say because I love his throw so much. It's Gary Anderson.
Okay. You've not got who I was thinking.
So smooth. Who are you thinking?
I can have him as well. And also got a mention last week on the podcast, and we'll get a mention later on in the podcast as well.
Really?
Yeah, for one of my.
I'm trying to work out who it is. Go on.
It is Steve Beaton. It's just so
yeah.
bang.
Yeah. Okay.
Bang, bang. He's not changed it for 30 years. He's just so. Steve Beaton, clip this. Steve Beaton is just a very smooth man. It turns his throw, and he just looks such a nice bloke as well.
And I can't wait for the new programme Off the Beaten Track coming out tonight. Oh, and that is Channel 5 written all over it. Off the Beaten Track, Channel 5 written all over it. But my second one, for that one, my backup wasn't going to be Beaton, it was going to be Peter Wright. I do like his throw as well. I like Barney's as well.
I had Beaton, Gary Anderson, and Luke Littler. His throw is just so... just clean, isn't it?
It is clean.
I love the way his darts stick in the board as well.
Yeah, they stick really high up, don't they? Yeah. So it's your goal for the 180 hitter. Now I haven't actually chosen a definitive one because I'm going to wait to see what you were going to say.
I. I've got 4. I'm going to say the 4. Now, Michael Van Gerwen is one of the 4. Luke Littler again is one of the 4. Ross Smith is the highest 180 hitter on tour.
I have also got that as well.
And also Adrian Lewis, when he bangs in a 180, it's just so.
But we're going off past or nowadays.
And I think we did allow past or present. We've got like Marl and stuff.
Yeah, all right, yes, but yeah, fair enough.
I've got MVG. I'm going to go for MVG.
MVG.
I'm taking MVG. 180
hitting. I was torn between Ross Smith, Gerwin Price can hit a 180 when he wants to, Chris Dolby loves a 180, and one I was trying to back up for stats. I couldn't really find a lot of data on it because there's a surprising lack of darting data, by the way. It was Joe Cullen.
Yeah, he does it a lot on 180.
And I'm going to choose Joe Cullen.
Good shout.
He does love a 180, Joe Cullen. So that means doubles. That means me. I get to start, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Okay.
And there's one answer.
Didn't we say it was a specific double as well? Like,
we can do a double pairing, or we can do like doubles.
Yeah, like a certain player.
But I think this man hits anything. It's James Wade.
Yeah,
it's James Wade.
The obvious one. He's just always averages about 95 to 96, always about 50% of the doubles, and he's just so hard to beat.
Yeah.
He's not been great recently, but on his.
It's like the game against Josh Rock
that
we also mentioned last week. He got battered. Josh Rock was by far the best player in that game. Doubles cost him. Wade very well. Double 10. I don't think I've ever seen James Wade miss double 10.
And for me, I've got a few written. I'm not going to go for him, but Brendan Dolan. He always hits the important doubles.
That's an interesting one.
Whenever you actually see him play, like in the Worlds, he never throws that well. But when he's on like a 100 checkout, he'll just get it. You're watching it, oh yeah, this is going to go in. And he'll just get it last star. But I'm not going to go for him. Also, recommendations, Gerwin Price on tops, Luke Littler on double 10.
Mm-hmm.
But the one I'm going for is Rob Cross on double 18.
Okay.
I've actually got a fun fact. I don't know if this is true or not.
That was the fun fact.
Yeah.
I was trying to work out who it was.
This is my fun. I'm not sure if this is true. I hope this is true. I was told this by Bob, who went to Brookfield Sixth Form. So Bob, lovely man, loves darts. Done a few of his Sporkle quizzes before, and
he makes Sporkle quizzes.
Yeah, he does make Sporkle quizzes.
Can we get him on?
Yes, I want him on. He'd be
Bob
brilliant.
do it?
Bob would do it.
I have to pay for his train, do I?
I don't know. Maybe he's a brilliant man. He'd definitely do it. But Bob told me a fact that when Rob Cross won the 2018 World Championships, he did not miss a single dart at double 18.
That is unbelievable.
And you never really see him miss it. He loves double 18. He always goes for it. He loves the 18 segment. He loves popping in the 162, doesn't he? Like I think to win the World Championship, treble 18, double 16 or something like that to win it. And Rob Cross on double 18, that's who I'm going for because he's so good on it.
I agree. That is a good fun fact, but it is as good as my chicken fun fact.
What was it, 700?
75 billion chickens.
That can't be true.
Where do they all live?
That can't be true.
Moving on very fast. It's your go next. Pressure situations.
For going past or present, the man who's won 16 world titles is Phil Taylor. 16 world... One of the best under pressure players in the world.
Justifies itself, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, I don't think we need to explain that one. Phil Taylor, under pressure, he's never going to miss.
See, we define the pressure situations because the last two are kind of open to interpretation, aren't they?
Yes.
Because the last one, I think what
we said for pressure situations, if this player, last leg decider, they're holding throw. If they lose, you die. So who have you got it on to hold their nerve? And I think Phil Taylor, he's won it all.
I think, for me, that's a good shout. Obviously, it's a good shout. He's best darts player of all time. For me, I've gone with the world number 1, Luke Humphries.
Yeah, I also had him written down as well.
Because, well, he's best player in the world at the moment, isn't he? So
yeah, at the Worlds,
there's nothing really much needs to be said about it.
He was put under pressure so many times. Pietrezco, Cullen in
that
the final.
Cullen game, especially the Pietrezco, however you pronounce his name. He was under pressure the entire game.
I still never thought he'd lose it as well. I was rushing the game and I thought, I still think he'll come back.
He's so good now. It's kind of, I feel like there's them two, him and Littler, in the coming years are just going to totally
take over. Yeah. It's just stupid how good they are. They're going to be at the top of the game for decades, and that is scary.
MVG is still there. I can't believe that. He's not even that old. He's like 34, isn't he? Been around for ages.
And the last one...
It's my go first.
Yeah.
Factor.
How do we describe the it factor?
Someone just had... So, for example, someone like Adrian Lewis had it.
Yes.
Someone like Gerwin Price has it. Someone who doesn't have it,
James Wade doesn't have it.
Brendan
Dolan does not have it.
No, he doesn't. Again, no offence to them; they're obviously very good players. James Wade is a fantastic player, but he's not got it.
I think what we said was, if there was a game of darts on tonight and you'd be excited to watch them.
Yeah, someone like Josh Rock.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Yeah.
And the man who I'm going for, he has it. It's Luke Littler, our pal.
Again, Luke, hello again. Yeah, he just does have it.
If
there's a Luke Littler game on, you're watching it, aren't you?
Yeah, he's just a man. I'm interested to see who you've got for this.
And you mentioned him at the start
because you've used up MVG.
You said it. Who do you think I've gone for actually?
Well, MVG's been used up. Littler's been used up. Bunting has it.
It's been taken.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'd say Chizzy has it.
Chizzy has it. He's just so naturally talented, isn't he?
But I've actually got...
Hang on, let me guess.
4 written down.
Gerwin Price.
He's one of the ones written down, but he's not the one I'm going for. So the 4 I've got written down, Gerwin Price has it. Josie De Souza.
Oh, yes, definitely. You've got him. That's it.
No.
You've got him. Really? See, he's not the best player, is he?
No,
because someone like James Wade is a better player than Jose De Souza. I don't think many people disagree with that. But he just has it.
There was a game on.
Entertainment value, isn't it? It's entertainment value.
If De Souza was on BBC and Wade was on ITV, I'm watching De Souza.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Time.
Watching him miscount every single shot he's got over a ton.
Another one who has it, Scott Williams.
Scott Williams has got it.
He's got it. But the one I'm going for, give
me some clues. I kind of want to guess this now. You've piqued my interest.
It was his birthday the other day. Yesterday, actually. Turned 39.
Oh, Adrian Lewis.
Yeah, you said it at the start. He just has it. At his pomp in his absolute prime, 2011 and 2016, 17, he was just box office. In the top 4 at that time, Lewis, Anderson, Taylor, Bond, they were MVG. That was like one of the highest peaks in darts. There were 4 players at the top of their game. And Adrian Lewis, he was just so good to watch. He was like... He was billed as the next Phil Taylor. Obviously, didn't live up to those expectations, but he's a 2-time world champion. And every time you watch him, he's like, yeah, I like this guy. This guy's got it. He got it in the media as well. And always hit a 9 dart. He loved a 9 darter, Adrian Lewis. Every time he was on a 1-4-1, you're thinking, yeah, this is going in.
He also loved a meltdown.
Yeah, he does. I think that adds to it, really. A bit of a...
He loves a meltdown.
Like, he was box office of the highest order. So Adrian Lewis is my it factor. And what have we got?
So there's going to be, if it's on TikTok, there's going to be some. Well, if I have time, or if one of us has time, there's going to be a graph of the person that we've made. Right. So James would like to introduce the next round. You thought of it.
Right. This is our wild card round where we talk the most.
Lots of sense about something really important that you're definitely going to be useful, but you're going to gain something.
If this entertains the masses, entertains the 2 people that listen.
If this entertains the person that watches this, then I'll be going to bed happy.
So we mentioned it earlier. Darts players, if they were doing brand deals. So if a company hit up a darts player and said, "Look, mate, we want you to be the face of our company. We want you to do a few adverts and to promote the product." Who could we imagine doing it? So, for example, quite an easy one. I'm not going to use this. Luke Littler, German doner kebab. It's an obvious one, so that's just an example. Luke Littler.
But they're going to be more interesting than this. And we should have justifications, but some of them just work. Like one of mine just kind of works.
Yeah, it does.
And also, I've got a couple of TV shows that I feel like they'd feature in as well.
So, Dill, do you want to kick us off with the dot sways if they were doing branding?
So, my first one...
We've not told each other as well, so these are completely raw reactions.
Andrew Gilding is definitely the face of Morrison's. You can see him in one of them little like butcher's hats on the adverts, little white butcher outfits, cutting fish at Morrison's, cutting meat at Morrison's. Andrew Gilding is the face of Morrison's.
I've also got one for Andrew Gilding. I'm going to use mine.
Go on.
The face of Henry Hoover's. He looks like a cleaner. He looks like a cleaner. I was thinking this, like, you say you're at school in like year 11 and you have to stay for like detention or something, and then in the corridors, just you walking out, you've got Andrew Gilding just clean up the corridors.
And then he's going to go work at Morrison's later.
Yes.
I could also see Andrew Gilding being in Gogglebox.
Yeah, I'd definitely watch that, yeah.
So, you've got one. Go on, go for another one, go on.
So, Michael Smith is just, I can see it, it's just, I don't think it's that funny, but it's just right. Michael Smith is the face of Giacomo.
Yes, he is.
He just looks like a fella from the Giacomo.
Yeah, he does. Mine's a bit different. I put Frosties. You have to see him on a box of Frosties. It just looks a bit like Tony the Tiger, and I don't quite know why.
Oh my god, he does a little bit.
Yeah. Write in if you think, hello TikTok, by the way. This is definitely going to go on TikTok. Hello. My next one is Gary Anderson is the face of shortbread.
Any shortbread, like the posh shortbreads?
Just shortbread.
Just shortbread.
Every single shortbread must have a picture of Gary Anderson on it.
Right. Phil Taylor. The face of... the face of Yakult. You can just picture him. Oh, nothing gets me going in the morning. Like a Yakult. Oh, it's very interesting. Very interesting Yakult. If you want a free Yakult, use code PHIL in the description.
Because people want free Yakults. I'm going to give a retort to that. Joe Cullen, sorry Joe, is the face of Alpecin caffeine shampoo. I love Joe Cullen as well. Don't hurt me, Joe.
He looked like he went to Turkey recently for a little hair transplant.
I've not seen it. I've not noticed.
Because when we went to the darts, we were thinking, Joe Cullen, yeah, he's got a nice head of hair on him. And we
As
looked,
you do when you see me.
Yeah.
Yep, good head of hair, good head of hair. He's not going to be going bald anytime soon.
And we looked, we actually saw him, his massive bald patch. But I think that's all sorted now. I think he's got it sorted out.
That's good.
Well done, Joe.
Well done, Joe Cullen.
Joe
I
Cullen.
am really proud of you. Go on, Joe. Don't look back in anger.
My next one's a bit boring, but James Wade is the face of NordVPN.
See, mine was cornflakes for James Wade.
They're both the same. They're very
James Wade
similar.
is the face of cornflakes.
Just very brand.
My name's James Wade, and Kellogg's are my favourite cornflakes.
He looks like an IT bloke, James Wade.
He does. I've also got I've got a few ones. Dimitri van den Berg definitely advertises links on Belgian Belgian links.
I was thinking of one for links. I couldn't put two and two together. And I've gone. This I'm not sure. This is terrible. This is so bad.
Podcast or the wildcard round?
The wild card. This next one. Damon Hetter is the face of Ninja air fryers.
I had him as a face of quad bike.
Damo, I'm so sorry.
Damon
I'm
Hetter
so sorry.
When you've got Ninja air fryers at 3 and quad bikes at 5. That is Damon Hetter. Oh, come on, some more. Oh, any other good ones? For some reason, I think Josie de Souza is definitely a one-time character in Benidorm.
Only bring him for a single episode.
Yeah.
And they're dying on the show.
It's like the darts version of Rafa Benitez.
Yeah. I've got Steve Beaton, face of Manscaped.
Even Steve Beaton seems to be coming up a lot in this podcast. Is there something you're not telling me, James?
I love Steve Beaton. And if you want a free travel bag, use code BEATON at checkout.
I was also thinking Fallon Sherrick is definitely the face of injury lawyers for you. I could just see her in a suit in like a courtroom going, have you had an accident at work?
Or is she the one falling off the ladder in the advert?
She could be the one
Josh
falling.
Rock looks like the fella who fall off.
Yeah, Josh Rock and Fallon Sherrick are in it. Why are you listening? Josh Rock and Fallon Sherrick are in an injury lawyers for you advert on Dave Jarvu between Top Gear and Storage Hunters.
Definitely. And
We need to do more things in our time.
I've got another one. I feel harsh, so I've got to mention the last round. Agent Lewis is the face of pork scratching. Hey, you alright, mate? Have a part of calling and 4 packs of pork scratchings, please, pal.
Adrian loses a piece of... I forgot you said that. Adrian loses a piece of pork scratchings. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, have I got any other good ones?
Got one more.
I can see Rob Cross advertising Subway. I can see David Chisnell advertising Carlin. I can see Johnny Clayton advertising Screwfigs.
Yes, that's a good one.
And there's a couple of other ones, but they're not very good.
I've got one last. It's a very niche reference. So, would you're into your football, into your Premier League, grew up around the mid-2010s, and would you know what I meant if I said Wilfried Zaha's penis shorts?
I can kind of ascertain.
Basically, he did a brand deal for this shorts company, and it was just normal pair of shorts, but he had a hole where his private parts would be like a little tube.
Mr. Kebab.
Where his Mr. Kebab would go. And now you're telling me Gerwyn Price would not model them? We'll get a picture on screen.
No, we won't.
Of the shorts. You tell me you can't picture Gerwyn Price advertising them. Spitting image.
It's actually the only thing I think about.
I can picture him on. You could go like Gymshark or something, but no. Wilfried Zaha's Willy shorts.
Okay, let's dive this plane into the ground for some more drivel. What is your price?
Are we actually doing this?
No. We'll cut that bit out.
So, we've had the Bahrain Masters last week. This week, we've got some more darts live on television.
Woo!
Get in. It's on ITV yet again from the 26th of the 20 to the 27th of Jan, so it's just a 2-day event, and it's the Toto Dutch Masters, following on from the Bahrain Masters. And I must say, the lineup is a lot better standard-wise than the Bahrain Masters.
Well, it's gonna be, but the lineup for the Benelux is just the Ben.
Yes. So the PDC representatives, the 8 players who are playing in the Premier League, we all know who they are: Humphries, MG, Smith, Aspinall, Price, Cross, Wright, and Littler. And because it's in Holland, they're going for the Benelux theme. And 7 of them are Dutch, and then they've just put Dimmy in there. Justice for some Luxembourg darts players.
I agree. If you are a darts player from Luxembourg, then please write in.
So the 8 representatives for that are Danny Noppert, Dirk van Dijvenbode, Dimmy van den Berg, Barney, Jan van Veen, Jeremy Wattamina, Vincent van der Voort, who the crowd seems to love for some reason.
I don't know why that is.
And
he was getting name. When are you getting his name chanted like
at the World
Smith against Cullen or something? Why?
It's just a bit of a cult.
Smith against Cullen.
I can't remember. They were just chanting his name the whole way through the World, and I can't wait to see the reception he gets.
I like him, but it's just a bit strange. That's all.
Yeah. So, which of the qualifiers do you think could maybe cause a bit of an upset?
Well, I said.
Would it be an upset though? Because they are.
They're all very good. I don't think it
all
would be an
very
upset. I think that. What is the draw been made yet?
I don't think so. Probably will be by the time. Well, it will be because it comes out on the Thursday.
Yeah, well, I think, as I say, Jan van Veen is going to be my surprise player for this year. I think he's going to do very well.
And, of course, Danny Noppert, world number 7, goes under the radar a little bit, doesn't he? Do you think he'll go on and do something?
I think it all depends on who gets who.
Yeah.
Because if Van Veen gets Littler, I mean, they played each other in the youth final. It was an unbelievable game, and Van Veen really held his own and nearly stole it off Littler. Littler is obviously the better player and will probably beat him. But if you get someone like Wright, who not been playing very well, I'd definitely see Van Veen beating someone like Wright.
I would be absolutely amazed if all 8 PDC representatives won.
Yeah, so would I.
Because I'd have been amazed if it was the other way. You kind of expect all the 8 in the Bahrain Masters to get through, but I'd be astounded if they all won.
I mean, Dimmy was in the Prem last year.
Yeah, they've all, quite a lot of them have been in the Prem, or at least been. I mean, Barney's a former world champion, won the Worlds 5 times.
And he was good at the Worlds as well,
yeah,
Barney.
He
was good at the Worlds. It's nice to see him back. Not at his best, because he was
world champion,
but he's definitely getting back to near it, which is great to see.
And I'm so excited for the crowd. The crowd are going to go mental for Barney. You see all the alarms are going to go off, all the strobe lighting effects. There's just going to be a sea of orange in Holland. And so, who is your? We did a prediction league last time for the Bahrain Masters. I said Gezi would win. You said MVG. They both lost to Luke Littler. So not off to a flying start. And I think you went first with MVG last time. And so my prediction for the Dutch Masters, MVG. It's got in his home nation. The crowd are going to absolutely lap it up, and I think it'll just be up for it. I mean, can dartsides really get hyped when there's the crowds like there is in?
Well, that's why I'm surprised Littler did so well in Bahrain, because he does really feed off the crowd.
Yeah,
and the crowd practically might as well not been there. And he's still unbelievable. So,
and in Holland, I think MVG is a player who really feeds off emotion in the crowd. You know, he was going to. By the way, if anyone,
do you want to do that again?
If anyone is listening and is very confused, I did a Michael Van Gogh-esque celebration.
I didn't punch you in the stomach. He just did it. He just did a Michael Van Gogh celebration.
And I can't see anywhere where he doesn't lift the Dutch Darts Masters.
I don't think that's a bad shot. Oh, I really want to see Barney win it.
Oh, that would be.
If he gets a good draw, you never know.
That would
be
amazing.
Do you know what? I'm calling it with no rhyme or reason. I'm going with Raymond van Barneveld because I like to dream.
It's the fans' choice. I think every fan going to that Dutch Darts Masters wants Barney to win, don't they?
Yeah.
I'd say, is he the most liked darts player of all time?
I don't know. I don't know how you could dislike Raymond van Barneveld.
No. It's just Phil Taylor had a few scuffles with him, but Phil Taylor had a few scuffles with everyone.
Phil Taylor has a scuffle in the mirror.
It's very true. And Barney, he oozes class on the hockey, off the hockey, in interviews.
He does.
He's just a brilliant man.
Barney is going to win it. Put your house on it. I have said, therefore it will be.
And I think after quite a while of just absolute waffle, I think that is the end of this episode. Dill, have you got anything else to add?
I'd just like to say thank you again for watching. I'm sorry that this is a lot of drivel. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. If you want to see more, I mean, we asked for you to write in.
And surprisingly, no one did. No. I wonder why. Why didn't you write in as to why you didn't write in? But I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your attention.
If you've made it this far, you need to comment.
No one has made it this far.
Because we're on Twitter and TikTok, I want you to comment on TikTok saying, Danny Noppert sleeps on the floor. If you've got this far,
Danny
Noppert
buys Doc Martens wholesale. If you have watched to the end, Danny Noppert buys Doc Martens wholesale, or he sleeps on the floor. Either or is fine. We get you. It's the secret code.
I think we should do that every episode. Have like a secret code.
Yeah, to see who the real people are. See who we should ostracise from our lives. The only person who's going to have watched to the end of this is probably my girlfriend, because I will ask her to do it. So
and
you'll
do it in front of her. Oh. Right, anyway, so that is all the time we've got for today's episode. Please give us 5 stars on Spotify.
Please do.
Like and share all of our clips if you did enjoy it, because it really, really does help. We wouldn't know it because no one's done it yet, but it really does help. But anyway, thank you for listening. And
should we go to the pub?
And Dill, let's go to the pub.
Woo!
Bye.